Good afternoon, engineer. Today you are operating Manifest Train MWCST on its journey from West Colton, California to Stockton, California. Manifest Train HBARBAK1, a higher priority train bound for Bakersfield, has been severely delayed due to mechanical issues. You'll be following this train for the entirety of your trip. It's currently a little more than a mile north of you. Take this time to prepare for your departure. Once HBARBAK1 clears SP380, you'll receive a more favorable signal indication. As an operational reminder, this train has a total of 324 axles and is 5,547 feet in length. And there's dispatcher telling us what we need to do, and let's go ahead and be on our merry way. So welcome everyone to Train Simulator 2021. It's not too often we do a career scenario or anything like that, but I just recently bought Tehachapi Pass and decided, why not? Let's go ahead and let's do this scenario. First, I'm going to check outside the cab. And alright, looks like the visuals look good. Alright, let's go ahead and I'll talk about those visuals in a second. Let's get the logo set up. Let's go ahead and take a look at our front headlights. We're going to put that all the way to auxiliary. Make sure the rears are off there. I don't think there's anything down here we need to check. I think everything is good. We're going to put a window open. I just saw we got the approach signal, which is yellow, red. Let's see here. We got no train brake. Go ahead and set our reverser to forward, which is already set. Let's set to auxiliary, right? Let's go ahead and check the front, just to make sure the ditch lights are on, and the ditch lights are indeed on. And I know we're still waiting for that BNSF train. And it looks like it's cleared up ahead. We can go ahead and check the map here and see where it's at, and there it is right there on the map. So it's moving, it's getting around the curve, but we're gonna have to be careful since we're following pretty close behind it. And we're gonna go past South Mojave up ahead here, and I think we're good. So yeah, we got a mile length of train. Looks like we've got, let's take a look at our consist really quick before we head on out. That was not the right camera angle. We are in the new Union Pacific AC4400s. It's not the first AC4400 in Train Simulator, since Searchlight Simulations put their Canadian Pacific out, but is the first release officially by Dovetail Games. And let's just take a look at the consist. So it's manifest here, so we got a mix of tankers, hoppers, auto racks, and looks like we've got another, oh, that's ES44AC we got as a mid-train DPU. And it's got some empties back here, and looks like pulling up the rear is a AC4400. So got a pretty good lineup going for us. And we've had that approach for a while, so let's go ahead and release the automatic brakes. Hit the bell. You'll notice something about the horn immediately. Yeah, I decided to download a horn mod for this because I did not like the horn on this locomotive whatsoever. So I'll have a link for that. I will probably I'll have a link for the mod, and it's a mod for pretty much all of the locomotives in the Tehachapi Pass route. But I just applied the one to the AC4400 because that was the only horn I really didn't like. I might do it for the SD70 ACE as well. So yeah, new horn pack. Kind of wish I changed the bell as well because I really don't like the bell on this thing. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get rolling here. Put in a notch 2. And go ahead and kill the bell there. And we are rolling, and yeah, this train is just over a mile, I think, in length, so it's a pretty long one here. We'll have to be careful on the steep grades through Tehachapi Pass, and in a lot of places I think it gets up to about a 2% grade. So it's going to be a lot of dynamic brake use. It's going to be a lot of automatic brake use, and kind of managing both of those. Little exterior shot here. Let's go ahead and crank it up. Got 1.1% grade here through South Mojave. We're on track number 2. And we are picking up speed here. It's going to pick it up a little bit more. Just gotta watch our signal. Like I said, we did go through an approach, so we gotta be careful on the next one. Next one's still pretty far off into the distance. So I think we'll go ahead and try to stay around 30 miles per hour here. Actually, you can kind of tell there in the distance, it looks like it's a clear aspect with a green over red, but I'm gonna wait till we get a little bit closer. 0.7 miles from it is the town of Mojave. Mojave? Is that how you pronounce it? Mojave? I think it's Mojave. I don't know. A lot of you can probably correct me in the comments. And yell at me that I'm pronouncing stuff wrong. Yeah, that is starting to look like a clear, so we might be good. Let's go ahead and go up on our throttle. Yep, I still think that it's a clear. Actually, it looks like it's clear on both ends, so we are good. The BNSF train has passed through the block, so we've got the clear here. And the grade, you can just tell by the gradient map just how severe it's getting, so go ahead and start applying a lot more power there. Yep, still clear. Actually, the red is for the other way. It's just a one side aspect, so got clear. Clear at I think that's milepost 380. I think that's what the 380 is, so milepost 380. Next we have to go past the detector at 377. And looks like we've got a crossing grade coming up ahead. And we can hear the modded horn in all its glory here. Very nice, very nice. Nice and loud, of course. Alright, let's go ahead and head back into the cab. Kind of sit back, relax for a bit. Let's get on our way. I'm pretty impressed by this route, considering Dovetail Games standards. One thing I feel is kind of weak is their track splines. Oh, let's check the signal here. Looks like we still got a clear aspect coming up ahead here. The splines, I feel, for the rails are still a bit weak. It's just been reused over the years. I do think they're better than some routes, but they could improve, especially with the gravel road bed underneath. I kind of feel like some of those textures could be updated and such, but I mean, overall, the scenery-wise, pretty good. I feel like there's a lot more like bush and shrub assets, tree assets, rocks. I really like this dirt road spline. It's very tempting to add this route as a part of all the assets I'm using in modernizing Donner Pass. And yeah, good amount of rocks, like I had mentioned. So visually speaking, this is a pretty good route. Again, considering Dovetail Games' standards. Yeah, you can see here, I like that road spline, because look at how there's like embankment off of it, which is nice, because, you know, it's hard to model road over, you know, rough terrains and such, so I really like that detail. That really pops out to me. So yeah, like I said, it is very tempting to use a lot of these in Donner Pass, but I might be able to find a lot of these assets in the other routes I'm using, like Pacific Surfliner and such. And actually, I kind of regret using Pacific Surfliner in that modernizing series, because Tehachapi Pass came out sooner. I probably would have used this over that, especially with the props that we're using and such. Regardless, we're doing okay. Yeah, we're all the way in notch 8 right here, 100% throttle, and we are just stuck here at 33 miles per hour. So this is gonna be a pretty slow climb. Go ahead and go to the crossing and watch the train go by. Alrighty, well, it's not going to be too bad moving on forward here, because we're going to be in a 35 mile per hour zone. Let's get through the defect detector. Looks like that's milepost 377, and there's the detector right here. Oh, actually, the detector was that. Maybe. Yeah, by the detector. Okay. Just got clear here. And it looks like we can keep it a notch 8. Yeah, I'm very surprised. I mean, it's a mile-long consist, or really just over a mile long. It's a bit weird that the only DPUs we have are an individual one just further past center of the consist and one at the very end. Kind of wish there was maybe 2 at the end, maybe another 2 in the middle. Maybe we get rid of one of the 4 up front. And distribute a little bit more of the power through it. But I also think I still think the power levels of these locomotives are fairly low compared to what, the real world is like. I don't know. I mean, we are up at 2.2% grade, so I guess part of this is still fairly realistic, but man, just using all of that power and we're not really gaining anywhere. So, we're doing good. Landscape is just very arid over here. Looks like there's an interstate just past that way. Some road networks there. And there's a lot of... we'll see them just over the left. Yeah, there's a lot of wind turbines here as well. Doesn't look like any of them are moving. But it just seems like the whole mountainside is lined with them as you're going through the pass. That was 376. And we got another little town over there, the interstate next to us. And here we, I mean, we've been starting the climb, but here we are going through the mountain pass. Yep, there's more wind turbines up there. It's a pretty interesting landscape. I do like it. It's different. Yeah, we're still doing good. Let's use this hour. It pulls up 2D map. Let's see, going past defect detector 363.8. We're still on track 2 is what this is considered. Yeah, we've got a signal aspect about half a mile. Let's see if we can see it out this window. Maybe. I think it's just behind this pillar here, possibly. Alright, there's the UP detector, milepost 377, no defects. Total axles 324, temperature 60 degrees, detector out. It's a good little detail there. Wish you could program the audio or record your own audio for the defect detectors. I think that'd be a pretty cool system. I think Searchlight Simulations has made their own defect detector. I don't know if it properly works, but I'll have to look into that. And here on track 2, got clear. Post 375. And we're doing good so far. Like I said, we're kind of holding about 32 miles per hour, so it's not awfully slow, but could be at the speed limit, I feel. A little dry riverbed here. Interesting. Dry riverbed all throughout just alongside the mountain there in the valley. We are rolling. So this is good. I feel like I've been doing a lot of Union Pacific stuff on the channel. The Donner Pass modernizing series, if you guys haven't seen videos on that, check the playlist out on that. But I mean, all the Donner Pass now is controlled by Union Pacific. It's ex-Southern Pacific line, so I've been doing a lot with that. The week that I'm recording this is the release of Cane Creek for Train Sim World 2, and I'm probably going to do a lot of videos on that route. So there's a lot of Union Pacific stuff for a CSX fanboy, but nonetheless, it's cool to get out and explore different railroads, different routes, different scenery. I mean, none of this scenery is close to anything here in Ohio, so it's cool to look at. Cool to operate locos around. Yep, there's more wind turbines up there. None of them are moving, which is a bit disappointing. It's fine. Well, it looks like we got a 50 coming up, but it does look like the gradient's leveling out a bit. So we're at 2.2, and it looks like we're gonna eventually get our grade to level out a little bit more. Now we got clear aspect prior, so hopefully this next one in about half a mile is also going to be either clear or at a approach, and it looks like it's clear from what I can tell. And it's crazy to think we've been in Notch 8 all this time. I've overheard that there is a limit to how long you can operate in Notch 8. For overheating issues with the locomotives. So that's why I'm kind of on the fence of whether I think the horsepower and torque values of these locomotives are weak. I feel like even at a tough grade like this, with the amount of locos that we have, I feel like it's not this hard to pull a consist, but I could be wrong. And of course, I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comments, what you guys think about that. Because I've even heard people who have ran locomotives prior who have said that, or I've read in the comments of other videos where they said that, you know, they can be, you know, a couple SD40-2s in their consist with a long kind of manifest, and that thing will pretty much tackle anything. So I'm a bit on the fence like that. Well, we've dropped off to a 1.5% grade, and we are picking up speed, which is good. And for some reason, there's no AI traffic on the highway. That's a big disappointment. Feels very empty through here for some reason. Oh well, we'll just ignore that. Up, you can kind of see if we get into the conductor seat, you can kind of see there's more turbines along the hill. Okay, well, it looks like we're going back to a 2% grade, so I'm not really sure what to do with the speed here. Keep it there, notch 7 is I think what we're in. Oh, and we're in the 50. Okay, let's just put it back in notch 8 here. It looks like we're climbing back up to a 2% grade. So we got another 8 miles to the defect detector at milepost 363. Our next aspect here. And looks like it's green over there on the right for track 2. We're doing okay. Alright, I never liked doing long distance kind of railfan shots there, and I'm glad I went back, because we flattened out instantly to a 0% grade. And I'm glad I was like, the train seems to be speeding up much faster than I wanted it to, so yeah. It's always fun to do railfan stuff in train sims. I accidentally had my finger there on the automatic brakes. It's always fun to watch trains go by in the sims. And now that they've added that railfan mode, you can pretty much set up consists anywhere and do whatever you'd like to watch consists go by. I did not see that ass signal aspect, so we'll have to be careful moving forward here. There's a curve. More turbines up there. Oop, I completely overestimated where that crossing was. Looks like we're gonna get a 70 up ahead here. Got a little bit of a hill to climb through this pass, this valley. Let's take a look at the signal. Looks like we're all clear still, so nothing to worry about there. I really don't understand the gradient there. I don't think that's realistic. I'm gonna digress not complain about that. I've already talked a lot about gradient stuff and doing that modernizing underpass series. Go ahead and get it up in the notch 8 as we just struggle. Still clear here. And we got 4 miles to detector at 363. Yeah, that's one thing I wish, you know, I had mentioned the detector and how, you know, there should be an automated script thing. Ooh, that's a big freeze. Automatic script thing that, or automated script reader that goes through and runs through like the total axle count and, you know, the temperature, you know, if there's defects or not. I think that'd be a cool little touch. But I'd also like to see, like realistic dispatcher stuff. Like we kind of had a nice realistic dispatcher readout at the very start that was typed out, but it'd be cool if that was an, you know, a recorded message. And I wish it'd be cool too that, you know, it'd be a cool role-playing thing. You know, that's something I need to read up on, watch more videos on, but, you know, every time engineers and conductors get to these signal aspects, it's required by the railroad that you had to contact dispatcher and let them know what signal you're at. That way the dispatcher knows where you're at on the line. They know that you're reading the same signals as what they're reading back at headquarters. And, you know, that's something that isn't, it's hard to incorporate that into the sim. It'd be cool if there was some sort of multiplayer where, you know, kind of like in flight sim, how you can have a person on the tower kind of, you know, doing all the calls and stuff to help navigate airplanes throughout the area, and same for the people that are flying. You know, they have to repeat whatever dispatch is saying, or, you know, whatever tower is saying, I should say, and, you know, relay those messages and such. So it'd be cool to see something like that implemented in Train Simulator. Obviously, Deadtail Games' focus is Train Sim World, so that'd be cool if we had a multiplayer in Train Sim World, and, you know, you had people running consists throughout the day on a route. Yeah, actually, that'd be really cool if you had like a 24-hour timetable on the server. Anyone can jump in, become dispatch or whatever. You have people just choose whatever, you know, consist they want to run, and, you know, make those realistic callouts as well. You know, call out, you know, what, you know, the signal aspect that we're approaching. You know, have those defect detector readouts, you know, etc. The list goes on and on and on. So, I mean, obviously I'm just a rail enthusiast, so I really don't know much about any of that stuff. But that's why people make YouTube videos on things like that. And hopefully we all kind of learn as we go. I can tell Deadtail Games has improved their crossing grades. Although that arm is a little bit too long for the road. It's a wide boy crossing grade. Yeah, all that railroad jargon and whatever, and it'd be really cool. We're at milepost 365 here. Got a crossing coming up. I think we got an all clear in the aspect. Just keep taking a look here. It's a great crossing coming up. Blow the horn through it. Nice. The horn sounds really good in the cab. It sounds kind of distorted and such and outside it, but overall it's not too bad. So it looks like just over the summit here, looks like So got a green, which is doing pretty good. Like I said, we waited a bit there in Mojave. Just kind of checking out the consist and getting the logo ready. So I think we're kind of clear from the BNSF manifest, but we'll make sure we keep an eye out for it as we're going through. But gotten all clear. I'm just kind of slowing down a bit just to make sure. Yeah, we're gonna have that detector here. Yeah, that's the other thing too. There's supposed to be a detector here, but there's no detail for it. Oh well. Surprised I didn't take the time to model a little defect detector box and the thing that goes over the rails. Here we go. Yeah, we got some AI traffic, I just realized, on this road. Oh, never mind. The road completely disappears there. Oh, okay, never mind. Now it appears. Interesting. That's an interesting road asset, though. That looks like something I could use for Donner Pass. Because that's just, it looks like it's just one way, or it's a two-way, but there's like a center turn lane option there. Got a little either business here or a gas pump, maybe a truck stop. And there's a couple of fuel pumps there. Could be a truck stop. And maybe like a hotel or something over here. So a little rest area, stopping point for those traveling. It does seem like if you live out here... Oh, okay, there we go. Well, looks like we got yellow over red, which means approach. And that usually means prepare to stop at the next signal. So let's go ahead and maintain a minimum speed here. Probably maintaining something close to 35 or something is what we want to aim for. So past the approach, we're going to take a look at the next signal that's going to be coming up here. Start applying automatic brake, which is pretty much all of the brakes along the entire consist, helping slow us down. And we can kind of see over the distance. Like I said, very hard to see, but it looks like it's red over red. So it looks like we're going to be prepared to stop just ahead here. And I think this is the summit of the entire route. So everything from here is going to be downhill. Let's go ahead and apply a little bit more. I completely forgot the horn. So it'd be nice if we had a conductor or such kind of reminding and things like that. That'd be pretty cool. Two-player co-op, honestly, for train sim, I think would make the most sense. Okay, coming up to milepost 361. That does look like it's red. And we're doing a good job slowing down for this. We kind of just coast. And UP detector milepost 363.8, no defects. Total axles 324, temperature 61 degrees. Detector out. Another crossing. Let's go ahead and a little more brakes here. Yep, we've got a red over red. Yeah, this horn's pretty good. Let me know what you guys think about the horn mod. I'm sure there'll be more improved ones and such, like cleaner ones that sound a little bit better coming up in the future. But so far this one's still better than the default one. And it looks like as we approach the signal block, it turns yellow to red. So we're either really catching up to that BNSF manifest, or this is just the signal aspects, making sure that we're all clear moving forward. So let's turn to it, the approach, yellow over red. So it looks like we're good, but we're gonna have to keep an eye out for the next signal, because the next signal could either be yellow over red like this, or it could be red over red, which means stop. So looks like we're going to be clear to proceed through. Looks like no stopping for us. Go ahead and turn the bell on for this signal up ahead here. I don't know what this town is. I didn't see a marking on the map. Let's go and center us here. Tehachapi northbound. I don't really know what this place is called. That's okay. We're in the town of... Okay, this is the town of Tehachapi, and there's a little boxcar over here, which is pretty cool. Nice little... It's actually a nice little place. Actually, we're gonna have to apply some brakes, so let's do that while we're taking a look around. Nice little station, doesn't look active. Maybe active for Amtrak, but yeah, very detailed area. Oh, nice little caboose. Let's go back in. Next, we're going up to Woodford. Nice little town. Yeah, some good house assets as well. Again, this is a very, very tempting route to add on to modernizing series. Going down the grade here. We'll probably activate dynamic brakes here. It'll take about 10 seconds to spool up. Just put it there into setup, and there you can see in the very bottom there the amps turns negative down here, which means we've got the dynamic brakes activated. We'll probably hear it here in a little bit as we start to go down the grade. There we go. There you hear it activate. Looks like there's a lot of... I think that's a storage facility over there to the left. Yep. See how well the dynamic brakes work. Although I have a feeling if it took us notch 8 to get up a 2.2% grade, I have a good feeling the dynamic brakes aren't going to work that well going downhill. We'll see how they hold. Let's see if we just use dynamic brakes. What are we looking at here? Let's go into the cab just so we don't blow our eardrums out. Oh, okay, yeah, no, dynamic brakes are not working. It's taking us a lot. You see him just slowly going down the handle just to try to stop this thing from moving, or from continuing to accelerate. Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna have to be kind of blipping our automatic brakes a bit. I don't think train brakes will help keep it, because we're just gonna overheat the brakes where I'm at on the engine. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's full dynamic brakes there. And yeah, we're not stopping it. That's only 1.4% grade, so this is going to be a miserable experience. Miserable experience. Well, our next signal aspect looks like it's in 0.7 miles, so we're going to be prepared to stop at this one, I feel. So we're starting to get down the grade. It's going to get pretty windy. So we're not going to be able to see it. I'm going to kind of estimate we wind back this way. So we'll go to the right, to the left, back over. Yep, dynamic brakes are not holding it. As you can see, our speed's increasing pretty quickly. About half a mile. We're closing into this signal aspect pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and go a little bit slower. A milepost 359 here. Let's see if we can see this signal aspect. Oh, it's so sad how the dynamic brakes are not helping us one bit. Okay, this signal's very blind over there. Let's go ahead and just get ready to stop because I can't see it anywhere. You can just see on the G-force thing, or the G-force, yeah, the weight kind of distribution. It was just all over the place here. We're stopping fairly short of the signal. I still can't save my life. I think it's on this curve here. Oh, there. Okay, there's a signal. So that's the one on the left for track 1. And track 2. And it looks like we've got an approach. So we're doing okay. So I think we slowed down enough there in Tehachapi at the summit. So looks like we're in approach. Red, you can kind of see that over there. You see that that's red for the other direction. And it's an approach on the other side. And we got an approach here. Okay, that was my biggest concern going through this curve. All right, I think we're doing okay. We're gonna pass it. We're gonna knock that signal down. Oh, we went to the other end of the consist. I say we knock it down. You probably saw it just now there. It turns red as we pass the signal. That means no other engines can pass through it until we've cleared the block. And this is going to be a very difficult 2.1% grade down. And we might be able to hold our automatic brake at a certain point, or we keep speed. That might be the key here. And there we go, that might be the key. We're at 10% there in the automatic brakes, and we're holding about 2.3. And we're going through the loop. Very windy, very slow. I don't know much about this pass. I saw a video kind of discussing the loop itself. And, you know, and I think for most people it's obvious why the loop exists here on the pass, and that's just because of, you know, just the steep gradients. You know, locomotives do not do well on very steep grades, as you can tell from today's scenario. But there was also a fact in the video that I watched that, like, this is some of the oldest rail paths in the United States and North America. Most of the passes today and rails don't follow the same systems as they originally were. You know, partly due to like being able to maintain the rails and just to help the consists on their grades. So this is one of the oldest. You can just see how much it winds around and such, but again, partly, you know, the winding is partially due to just making the grades a bit easier. You know, zigzagging through is going to take a lot more time to get through, and the grades aren't necessarily that steep in those locations. Or it makes the grades easier. Does that make sense? I can't English today. I can never English. So the more winding you do, the more distance you cover, which means you can take a less steep of a gradient because you're covering more ground. I think that makes sense. Does that correspond? I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure we don't speed over here. We do have to be careful. Like I said, we didn't have an approach at that signal aspect, so we're going to have to make sure we pay attention here in the upcoming signal aspect. Go ahead and go to third person here for a little bit. I used to play train sims all the time in this camera angle. I have so many screenshots from back in the day of just being in third person running these consists. I think over time, it makes sense to run first person, only because it's extremely loud outside. We're doing a lot of audio balancing, I think, in post. Got cars going up there in the road system. Touch of, damn it, automatic brake. 0.7 miles is our next aspect. I think same thing here. I'm gonna kind of crawl up to this signal. Just really don't know if it's gonna be another approach or if it's gonna want to tell us to stop. 2.7 miles. I don't think it's maybe around this bend here. Like I said, it helps we're going at about 22 miles per hour. It's gonna make it a lot easier for us to stop if need be. And I just feel like we're coming up to this signal pretty quick, so let's take a look. Don't see it. Looks like a little siding over here. Apply a little more automatic brake. And yep, you can see it right there. It looks like our signal. We'll be careful though. Yeah, the right's going to be track 2. It's red on track 1, and I think we might be coming out to single track up ahead here, but it looks like we still got the approach, which is good. So we're still clear of that BNSF manifest. That's what I'm assuming, why we had that red back there at the summit and why we're getting approaches here. That manifest is slowly creeping through just in front of us. So we seem to be doing okay. That should not change. Unless that BNSF manifest for some reason has to stop. Looks like we're gonna be all clear here till the next signal. Pick up our speed a bit more. Oh, actually, look at that. It just went to clear. So the manifest has definitely cleared, I think, at least 2 blocks ahead of us. Usually if it's an approach like that, it's about a full block. Or they're within our block or just past the block. So if it just went clear there, that means we're actually doing fairly good compared to that manifest. And we've gone down to single track through here. So the next aspect, we can either expect a clear or we can expect approach, so we don't have to go too slow coming up to that. It looks like we got a bunch of tunnels through here, which explains why we're single tracked through here. And yeah, one of those things that in that video that I had watched about the loop and such, how the rail system is this old. And I think it is because if they want to do double track, they'd have to be removing lots of mountain here, adding tunnels. So it's just way easier for them to just keep it the way it is and manage trains through it. Nice tunnel assets. This might be why I might add Tehachapi Loop for the reason of the tunnels. I don't know if there's double track tunnels, because there are several double track tunnels in Donner Pass, but I think none of the routes I'm using has tunnel assets. Don't think. I'll have to see, take a look. Could be wrong. Blow the horn through the tunnels just in case there's someone around the other side. There's maintenance of way vehicles. That's why I got the bell through here as well. Use the speed a little bit more. Oh, it's not speed. Oh, we got so close to speeding. I don't know if any of you caught that there in the speedo, but it was very close. It looks like we've got an approach, so unless it turns to clear, we might have caught that manifest train a little bit quicker. As now it's going to be approach, so we'll make sure we take a look at the next signal aspect, make sure we don't... We get ready to stop for that, just in case it becomes a danger. Got a fourth tunnel through here. Alright, might be good for tunnels for a bit. There's highway. There's an active road with some AI. Bring some life out into the route. Use the automatic brakes a little bit more. Oh, got a little crossing. Good, I think that's just maintenance away crossing. That's just a, yeah, that's just a whistle sign, which I didn't see from our direction. Alright, we're coming up to milepost 355 as we continue down the grade. 2.3% now, so it's a little bit more severe. Got some barrels and such. Good exterior for a bit. A lot sunnier here. Looks like it's been a partly cloudy day. Looks like there's a truck stopped over there. Let's see it. Ooh. Truck broke down or something over there. Not sure what that's all about. Yeah, again, I really like this dirt road spline here with the embankment. That's pretty nice. Add some character to it because it's hard to connect the ground terrain with this uneven splines near each other. So it's a pretty cool detail. Through the pass. So we got that next signal aspect coming up ahead. Let's go ahead and lower our speed down just a little bit more. It's gonna feel like we're coming to a complete stop, but I can't see this signal to save my life. Getting to this side, we probably could see it. Okay, looks like it's still on approach. Release the brakes, just let gravity pull us down. Yep, still approach. I don't think it's gonna change. Looks like we're back to 2-track now. Looks like I put us to the left track. Actually, I don't know if it's 2-track or that's a siding track. We'll have to see. This is... could not read. Could not read that. Here, let's... Marcel is where we're at. SP354. Milepost 354, I'm presuming. And Marcel, that's probably a side track there. Yeah, I see a red signal up ahead there, so that's probably for the side track. Let's get back on the brakes here. Oh, yeah, there's a little siding over there. That's what that's for. Not doing too bad. I don't want to jinx us. So far, we've gotten a perfect score. So, as long as we maintain the speed, not in a rush, obviously, as a freight train. We don't have to be cutting it close to the speed limit or anything like that, putting ourselves at risk. Like passenger services kind of do. We're not on a time service, timetable service at least. Dropping speed? Yeah, we are dropping speed and reduce speed of dynamic brake. Actually, I should just play around dynamic brake. Let's keep it the automatic brake about 14. Maybe we are leveling off a bit. Let's see the... Yeah, we might be leveling off a bit. The gradient number hasn't changed in the bottom, but it does look like it's flattening out a little bit. Let's release the automatic brake and see where this goes. Oh, no, maybe never mind. Maybe we just had a bit too much automatic brake. 100%. 10% the automatic brake. So we have to go via CP SP350. I forget what CP and SP stand for. For some reason that is not ringing a bell to me. Because I think it's supposed to stand for milepost, but I think it stands for something else. Signal post? Maybe SP is signal post. I don't know what CP would be. Does not stand for checkpoint, I know that. Alright, let's see if we can find this next signal. Are we at the loop? We might be coming up to the loop. I don't know if we do the loop in this scenario of higher priority, because there are two parts of it. Okay, I hope that's our signal aspect, but that looks like it's green. Or one of them's green, one of them's an approach. Yellow over red. But it looks like we're okay regardless. Oh yeah, no, we're on the approach side because we're on the left track. We're on track 1, I think. So... I think we're doing okay. Yeah, I don't know if we do the loop in this scenario. Might be the next one. Which will be in another part, in another video at some point, because this has been a really long video. Yep, okay, we got an approach, so we're doing okay here. Looks like we got a crossing grade coming up, so the bell on here. Yep, there's our crossing marker, so it's gonna be somewhere over here. I don't know if I can see it. I also don't know if it's before this bridge or not. That's weird. You can see what our track is going under the tunnel. The other track is going around it. Away there. Yeah, I didn't see a crossing. Maybe it's after the tunnel. Just do what I've been doing around tunnels, blowing the horn. Oh, I think this is the loop. Yeah, we're here at the world famous Tehachapi Loop. There it is. There's the hill. There's the tunnel over there. And there's the BNSF manifest. Yeah, there it is. That's the first time we've seen it all day. That's awesome. I can get another glimpse of it. I saw the end of the train. And yeah, what I saw was the end of the train. It's on the other side of the tunnel over there. That was pretty cool. There's definitely a crossing over here. Very good. Alright, so we know we're really close to that, but we're going to keep an eye on the signal aspects, though. So we still have that approach. But it seemed like the manifest was moving pretty good. I think our signal aspect is down there. And looks like it's red. So let's go ahead and be ready to stop. Can we see... Where's our man up? Can we see it over here? There it is. There's the end of it. It's got an end chain BNSF DPU. Textures are a bit wonky, but that's fine. It's far in the distance. It looks like it's moving pretty slowly as well. And yep, oh, there it is. There's the rest of the consist there. So yeah, it's a manifest. Got some intermodals. Got about 3 BNSF locos up front. Some flat cars. And that's crazy. Crazy how much you can see just from right here. And yeah, this is exactly why the loop exists, because you can see we've been at a consistent 2% grade, and that's a pretty low drop. I mean, just in front of us here is the other side, you know, back into the loop, and then where the consist is back there, like I said, continues on that way. So, yeah, it would have been a very grueling grade if they didn't do this loop. This is awesome. I need to read up more about this and such, and more history behind it. That video did discuss that there were options of running along the interstate, but I think, like I said, the grade would have been just too much for them. And I forget the gentleman's name that came up with the loop. He was a very respectable man in the railroad world, that industry then. So we'll come out to a very slow stop. We can see the other end of our locomotive. There's one of the DPUs just over the hill. So we're going to be looping under ourselves, which is pretty cool. Crawling very slowly. Just to check this aspect. And looks like we're still track 1 or whatever it's called. And look at that. Looks like we got the approach. So at BNSF manifest, like I said, we were pretty close to it, so makes sense that we're getting approach signals all the way through. But we're doing pretty good. Let's go ahead and release the automatic brakes, and there you go. There you see the rest of the consist. Don't know if we'll see the end of it, but I do know the end is close to that. Man, that is just so cool to just see your entire consist all the way through. There's our mid-engine ES44AC. It's somewhere over on this side. Oh, can we put the head out the left window? This is going to be our end train DPU. I don't think we'll be able to see it, so here we are, going through the pass. Very nice assets here. They'd use custom assets, which makes sense through the pass. Here we are, going through it. Let's go back inside the cab. Now we're going underneath our consist, and we'll take a look at the other side because I'm pretty sure we'll be able to see a bit more. This side here, so we're getting out of the tunnel. And let's see if we see the end. We'll probably see the end of the consist. The loop under. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, even that height difference there. That's a lot of height. It's a lot of gradient there. Oh, I think I see it just off into the distance over there. Brakes. Yep, there it is. There's the other AC4400CW at the very end of it. Right through the loop. That's pretty cool. Alright, just got the thumbnail for the video because that's such a fitting thumbnail. We're running parallel to the end of our consist. That's pretty sweet. It's still finishing up there through the pass. We'll probably see a little bit of it here as we cut through to the right. I can't tell if there's any super elevation here. There must be. Can't tell if the tracks are super elevated. Yeah, it might be. Doesn't look like we're pulling to the right. So, that's good to see. Got super elevation. And it's gonna be really hard to see the end of the consist. Yep, there it is. Just back over there. Very cool. That's pretty sweet. On the dry riverbed. Made it through the pass. I feel like there's just, I mean, we made it through the loop, but there's still so much more of the pass we have to do. Obviously, this is part 1 of the higher priority scenario. And we'll do part 2 eventually. Probably get that video out next week for you guys. Very, very cool stuff. Very cool loop. Alright, so enough sightseeing. Let's get focused here. We still got that approach on that aspect, so we'll take a look at this next signal here. We'll again be ready to slow down for it. So could potentially have to stop. And it looks like we just got the approach still, so we're doing okay. So I think I accidentally hit buttons that I didn't want to hit while I was taking a screenshot. Yeah, I don't want to hit that button. That does not do anything. That does that. And that changes the saturation. It's crazy how they map those buttons. So what I was doing there was I was playing around with the visuals. And if you do Control Shift and F1, it changes between, I think, just the default saturation to more saturation. F2 does shadows. So I think I have it the first setting. This is none, and then this is 1. So it kind of adds a little bit of shadows around the railings and things like that. F3, got what F3 does, but so far that doesn't look like anything. And F4 is changing the field of view, so you can see things in the background are becoming kind of blurry, not blurry. So I thought I accidentally hit one of those while I was changing the camera angles and things. Let's get back into the interior. A fueling rack, which is a water tower? I don't know, that's kind of confusing. Do got a little grade, might as well blow the horn through it. Yeah, horn turned out pretty good, I do like it. Sounds really good, nice in the cab. So yeah, we went via the Woodford, track 1. Woodford is, I think, the name of the area. Oh, there's some cars going over there. Siding up ahead here. I think if we take a look at... Oh, that's our windshield wipers. I don't know which one opens up the... I think those do anything. I don't know what anything is mapped to. I thought there was a shortcut for the task log. Okay, that's okay. We'll open up task log. Yeah, looks like we're going via this next detector here in about 2 miles. Defect detector 347, and then we're going to be stopping at Rowan northbound, track 2. So we're almost done with part 1 here. So far we've been doing pretty good, haven't been speeding, haven't been passing any danger signals. So obviously that would result in us getting fired in real life, losing any of our railroad licenses. Got a signal coming up ahead here. Don't know where the signal is. There it is. That's for that little motor home, mobile home. There, got another signal aspect and 0.6 miles. Once again, we'll definitely prepare to stop at it since the last one was an approach. Ooh, a highway's going over the road. Very nice, very nice. I think there might be some bridge echoes. We'll have to hear for it. Yeah, I think you can kind of hear it. Occlusion volume, or whatever it's called. Alright, it's 0.3 miles. Let's put up a little bit more automatic brake here and get load up. Because it's winding through a lot of these and I cannot see. More dynamic brake, a little more automatic brake. It's going to seem to come into a complete stop. That's being safe rather than sorry. Still can't see this aspect. Still can't see this aspect. And we're just going to come to a stop because I can't see that aspect. I see from that side? Yep. Okay, it's an approach on our side. Good. Oh, we had time. Okay. Could have come around that corner and been able to stop. Yep, okay. Still got the approach. Looks like it's coming back down on one track. And once again, we'll let gravity carry us. So got another mile to go on the defect detector at milepost 347. Fact. Communities over here as well. Let's see, that was Woodford. Yeah, so that's another Woodford milepost there. We've got a crossing come up ahead. There it is. Yeah, it's been a whole lot of dynamic brake today that just hasn't been working either. Little pens for raising cattle or have some horses. Nice. Vectors coming up in half a mile. We're doing pretty good managing, having a little bit of automatic brake throughout the train. And kind of playing around with the dynamic brakes. Alright, this one's coming up 0.4. I'm going to imagine this is going to be an approach, but once again, we're not going to risk it. We're going to assume that it's red. Go ahead and slow us down a little bit more. There's a box for the defect detector. Still nothing to do. Ah, yep, see, that's why we don't assume it's just an approach, because that is red. Which I'm surprised that's red. It's another track there. But yeah, there's our defect detector. Again, I wish there was like stuff on the rails. That's fine. We'll probably wait at the defector here. Or it's probably waiting for us to get past the defector. Let's go ahead and see. See if that aspect changes here. So we're at the defector right now. And we want to stop at Rowan northbound track. So far it hasn't changed. So Rowan northbound track might be this siding here. Still got a red. It's still red. Still red. Still red. Nice little bridge though. And let's go ahead and make a stop. We were doing so good. We didn't have to stop once so far, and here we are. Just put a horn that we're stopping. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map here. So, is the BNSF consist near? No, the BNSF consist. Oh, I see. So that's where we're supposed to stop at. A little bit further. But it looks like it's going to be on track 2, which is to the right, and there's the BNSF manifest. There's another train down there. I wonder if we're going to have to wait for that, maybe in the next scenario. So we are waiting for, I think, to clear the block. So our signal's down there. It looks like it's clear, though. That's the weird thing about this. I forget how you contact. It's probably in the task log. Can you contact? Call signal man to request pass at danger ahead. Okay. Request to pass signal at danger approved. Got it. It might be. Oh, did it just turn yellow on the bottom? Wait. Let's take a look. Oh, not in the cab. And yeah, that's actually either yellow or white. That might be a white. But I can't tell because we got our lights on. Yeah, whatever that bottom one is. So this is telling us that we are good. Yeah, this is good for the siding track. And yeah, the points are aligned there. So we are good. And we did get the approval as well that we can go past. So let's go ahead and... Oh, might as well let gravity pull us down anyways. Yeah, I kind of wish the bell was updated. I should have found a better bell audio pack or something, so. And immediately, that's dynamic brakes kicking in, not us. Yep, and you can see it turn back to red. So yeah, I think it was white or yellow or something. So yeah, we can go off to this track here. Yeah, that, like I said, that's the dynamic brake kicking in. It's not any forward moving power. Very nice livery though. This is very nice AC4400. Yeah, it's funny to think that we hadn't had an AC4400 once in Train Simulator, and here we are in Train Sim World immediately. We got an AC4400 in CSX livery. I kind of wish there was more ES44ACs in Train Sim World. That's the one thing I feel we're lacking, but it's cool to see it in TS1. And I definitely want to get my hands on Searchlight Simulations Canadian Pacific. I don't own any Canadian Pacific routes, so I probably, whichever route looks the best, I'll probably get that and then use the loco on that. That's got the Pro controls on it. I don't know if it's controller supported. On their website, it doesn't look like it's controller supported, so it's going to be figuring out the keyboard again and how that works, but most of all the controls are probably going to be done in the cab regardless. So that'd be really fun to operate. Something pretty good through here. Gotta add a little bit more dynamic brake as we get back in the cab. Yeah, we're pretty much using all the dynamic brake and nothing is stopping us. Bump up a little bit. 10% automatic brake. So how far that takes us, maybe about 14. Let off the dynamic brake. So far, so good. Oof, we've been at it for quite a bit. But thank you guys for sticking around if you watched the entire thing. I always have problems trying to talk during these, especially since it's hard for me to multitask, basically. It's hard for me to focus on driving the loco and spark up conversation. And it's hard to do that while making a YouTube video. It will definitely be easy once I get into streaming, which, oh my gosh, I like how the milepost is up there in that rock. I wonder if it's like that in real life. That'd be cool. But yeah, if I was streaming, it'd be a lot easier because then I could spark up conversations with, you know, whoever's talking in chat. But it's hard to do that as a YouTube video, so I hope you guys are still enjoying. Again, most of the conversations I spark up will be in the comments, so I hope you guys make your comments below about anything that you thought of in this video, anything you'd like to see moving forward. Any of the questions that I asked, obviously you can reply to them in the comments, and whatever questions, again, you might have. Yeah, we're doing good. We just need to stop up ahead here. Yeah, it seems like there's gonna be a lot of Union Pacific content as of coming weeks. I'm excited for Cane Creek. Looks like it's a very beautiful route for Train Sim World. I'm looking forward to getting into that. Alright, let's get ready here to stop. Pull off a bit of the dynamic brake here. Try to stop right at the signal. There's a signal there, there's our red. More brake into it. Oh yeah, we're doing pretty good. If we stop right over here, we should be fine. A little bit of frame judder there. And that's gonna be it for part 1 here. As soon as we get stopped, let dispatch know we've stopped here in Rowan northbound track 2. Just in front of the signal. Let's put this back to idle. And let's go ahead and apply brakes. Put that to neutral. And we've stopped. Good, let's apply some train brake as well. Why not? We've made it. And let's wait and see what dispatch has to say. Well done. You'll wait here while another train passes. Then you'll be permitted to proceed to Bakersfield. There we go. Alrighty, that's like probably the first scenario I've done ever on Train Simulator. But yeah, we got the gold star. We kept all 1000 XP for that. No speeding errors or anything like that. We've unlocked an achievement as well for Tehachapi Pass. So that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Higher Priority Part 1, and be on the lookout for a Higher Priority Part 2 in the future. Again, all the conversation will be down there in the comments below, so if you have any questions, comments, and such from what you've seen here, or anything you'd like to see from me in the future, be sure to let me know there, and I'll reply to as many as I can. For now, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys again so much for watching. See you all in the next video.